Welcome back to Tell Me More Stories Told as podcast. Today we're going on a journey that's out of this world.
Out of this world, literally.
Yeah, literally out of this world. We're taking a deep dive into the life of Neil Armstrong.
The man who dared to reach for the stars, the first to walk on the moon.
And it's more than just the moon landing, right? We're going to uncover the twists and turns, the unexpected moments in this incredible life.
A life full of adventure, resilience, and a quiet determination that took him from a small town to the lunar surface.
Seriously, this guy earned his pilot's license before he even had a driver's license.
Wow, talk about setting your sights high, right?
Exactly. It tells you something about his early passion for flight. Growing up when aviation was this exciting new frontier, it was a symbol of human ingenuity.
The gateway to the unknown.
For sure. And that sense of adventure, it wasn't just planes. He was an Eagle Scout, active in his community, always striving for excellence.
Yeah, it's easy to just focus on the astronaut, the icon, but those formative years, they're crucial.
Right. They lay the groundwork.
The discipline, teamwork, problem solving, those are qualities that served him well in every challenge he faced.
From navigating a fighter jet in Korea to landing on the moon. Speaking of Korea, his path to space, it wasn't a straight shot.
No, it was.
He joined the Navy, flew missions in the Korean War.
Saw combat, put his life on the line.
Even had a close call when his plane was damaged. It's a good reminder that he wasn't just a brilliant engineer.
He was a skilled pilot, tested under fire.
Exactly. And that experience, that pressure, it shapes a person.
Absolutely. Builds resilience, a cool head under pressure.
Qualities that are essential for an astronaut.
Especially during those early days of space exploration, so much was unknown.
And it's like his life was preparing him for this ultimate test.
You're looking at test.
After the war, he went back to Purdue, got his degree in aeronautical engineering. So we have a decorated Navy pilot, now a full-fledged engineer. Always learning, always pushing forward.
That thirst for knowledge, it's remarkable.
And then he becomes a test pilot for NASA, which later became NASA, flying experimental aircraft like the X-15 rocket plane, reaching incredible speeds, incredible altitudes.
Pushing the boundaries of what was possible, testing the limits.
Can you imagine the thrill, the danger, the sheer audacity of strapping yourself into a rocket-powered plane?
It was a different breed of pilot in those days.
They were pioneers, really.
And the X-15 program, it was a crucible for those early astronauts.
It wasn't just flying. It was about testing the limits of human endurance and technology. And in those pressure cooker test flights, that's where Armstrong honed his instincts, his ability to stay calm in the face of the unexpected.
And things didn't always go smoothly.
Like that time with the Lunar Landing Research Vehicle, they called it the Flying Bedstead. It was designed to simulate lunar landings.
A contraption that looked like it was straight out of science fiction.
Right. And Armstrong had a near-fatal crash in one, ejecting just seconds before it burst into flames.
A testament to his skill and his quick thinking.
But it's amazing he wasn't deterred by these close calls. It's like he had this unwavering belief in the mission, this willingness to risk everything to push the boundaries of human knowledge.
He saw those close calls as learning opportunities.
Refining techniques, improving safety.
And before we go any further, if you're enjoying these stories, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our other amazing deep dives on Tell Me More.
Yeah, don't miss out, because we're just getting started with Neil Armstrong's journey. Next, we'll delve into his selection as an astronaut, his early missions, and the incredible events that led up to Apollo 11.
The mission that changed the world.
So buckle up, because we're about to blast off into the next chapter of a life that truly reached for the stars.
So we left off with Armstrong as this incredible test pilot pushing boundaries, right?
Yeah, pushing the limits.
And then in 1962,
A new chapter begins.
he's selected to join NASA's astronaut corps, part of the New Nine.
The team tasked with getting us to the moon.
And what's fascinating is
What's that?
Armstrong was actually the first American civilian chosen for this elite group.
You always think of military test pilots,
Right.
but here comes this civilian stepping into the spotlight.
It's a testament to his unique skills, the
Absolutely.
engineering background,
The analytical mind.
combined with the experience of flying high-performance aircraft in dangerous situations.
A rare
He
combination.
brought a different perspective.
And clearly made an impact.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it.
His first space flight was in 1966 as command pilot of Gemini 8.
A historic mission,
The goal was to achieve the first docking of 2 spacecraft in orbit.
a critical step towards the moon landing.
And they pulled it off But
And
then
then things went wrong.
the technical malfunction
Yeah, a real nail biter.
forced them to abort the mission.
It was a critical moment in the Gemini program,
Definitely a setback.
Testing those technologies, those procedures for a lunar landing, it was all riding on these missions.
And even though Gemini 8 was cut short,
Armstrong's ability to stay calm,
resourceful under pressure,
it really shone through.
proved he had the right stuff.
The right stuff indeed.
And those lessons learned from that near disaster, invaluable for future missions.
They paved the way.
He served as backup commander for Apollo 8, the mission that first orbited the moon.
A remarkable achievement in itself.
And then came the moment that changed everything.
Apollo 11.
His selection to command Apollo 11.
The weight of the world on his shoulders.
Apollo 11 wasn't just another space mission.
It was the culmination of years of work, a symbol of national pride.
A dream that captured the world's imagination.
The pressure must have been immense.
You can only imagine.
And yet Armstrong, this quiet, determined engineer pilot, he seemed almost born for this moment.
Like destiny.
His cool head, his exceptional piloting skills, they would be put to the ultimate test.
During those tense moments of lunar descent.
And it's a descent that almost didn't happen as planned.
Real?
They encountered computer errors,
Oh, wow.
ran low on fuel.
That's terrifying.
They had to manually navigate to a safe landing spot.
It's a testament to Armstrong's skill
His composure.
that they touched down at all.
Imagine those final minutes.
The world watching.
Fuel dwindling, the computer throwing up alarms.
Armstrong wrestling this fragile craft down to the surface of the moon.
It's the stuff of Hollywood.
But this was real.
And then silence.
The dust settles.
And there they are, on the sea of tranquility.
A moment that defied imagination.
Redefined what humanity was capable of.
And those immortal words as Armstrong stepped off the ladder.
That's one small step for man.
One giant leap for mankind.
Chills every time.
A quote etched into our collective memory.
And it's worth remembering, it wasn't just about Armstrong.
He was joined by Buzz Aldrin,
Together they spent over 2 hours outside the lunar module,
conducting experiments, planting the American flag,
collecting lunar samples.
a shared triumph.
It transcended national boundaries.
It was a moment of unity.
The entire world focused on these two figures exploring this alien landscape.
A testament to the power of human ingenuity
Collaboration.
and that unyielding drive to explore the unknown.
And let's not forget Michael Collins,
Orbiting the moon in the command module.
playing a vital role in ensuring their safe return,
It was a team effort, a symphony of precision.
and coordination that made this incredible feat possible.
Back on Earth, the Apollo 11 crew, they were greeted as heroes,
A global tour, meeting world leaders.
becoming symbols of American ingenuity and ambition.
But Armstrong,
He always seemed to remain grounded.
almost uncomfortable with the level of fame he received,
He was notoriously private, wasn't he?
shunning the limelight.
Rarely giving interviews.
It's like he saw his role in the moon landing as a duty, a mission accomplished.
And then he wanted to step back.
Live a normal life.
It's a fascinating paradox.
This man achieved perhaps the most public feat in human history.
Yet he yearned for a life away from the media, the demands of celebrity.
He wanted to be seen as Neil Armstrong, the engineer, the professor, the pilot,
Not just Neil Armstrong, the moonwalker.
and that desire to return to a sense of normalcy.
It speaks volumes about his character. It's incredible how he just went back to a normal life after walking on the moon.
It really is almost like, okay, mission accomplished, what's next?
You'd think someone who did what he did would, I don't know, want to be in the spotlight more.
Embrace the fame.
Exactly. But Armstrong, he was different.
He really was, turning down interviews, endorsements, all that.
Like he just wanted to be known for his work.
For the engineer he was, the pilot, the professor,
Not for just being Neil Armstrong, the guy who walked on the moon.
it's almost like he wanted to separate himself from that.
Yeah, it's a fascinating side to him, right? Because he did so much even after leaving NASA.
Oh, absolutely.
Like serving on those commissions, investigating the Apollo 13 accident and the Challenger disaster.
Those are some tough situations.
Really tough, emotionally charged,
And yet he stepped up to help find answers.
to make things safer for future missions.
It shows a real sense of responsibility,
It does, that willingness to confront difficult questions.
Even when it meant reliving those challenging moments in space history.
He didn't shy away from the tough stuff.
No, he faced it head on.
And imagine the impact he had on his students at the University of Cincinnati.
Can you imagine having the first man to walk on the moon as your professor?
That would be unreal.
Talk about an inspiring figure.
He was passing on his knowledge, his experience,
To a whole new generation of engineers.
not just teaching them about aerospace engineering, but about dedication, about pushing boundaries.
About striving for excellence.
It shows that even those who achieve extraordinary things can find fulfillment in teaching, in inspiring others.
In giving back, in sharing their knowledge.
He wasn't content to just rest on his laurels.
No, he wanted to make a difference.
And his legacy, it extends far beyond just that footprint on the moon.
It really does.
It's about his courage, his determination, his curiosity, his humility.
It's about human ingenuity, about pushing the boundaries of what we think is possible.
And his story reminds us that even the most extraordinary journeys,
They all start with a single step.
a spark of curiosity, the courage to dream big,
And Neil Armstrong's journey, it continues to inspire us.
to reach for the stars, to make our own mark on the world.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Neil Armstrong's life,
Let's remember the lessons he embodies.
the pursuit of knowledge, dedication, teamwork, and a quiet, determined spirit.
Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey, and remember, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep telling me more.